And that's why I don't watch that show at all.
Okay, just a couple of quick introductions that I'd like to make. First and foremost, I'm so pleased we have a nice crowd of folks from Northern Arizona University, and I'll guarantee to be a young Republican on that campus is tough. Would you all just stand up? Thank you. I can remember the day when it wasn't that difficult to be a Republican on that college. Barely I can remember, but some of you probably can too. And we have one candidate for office with us. Rick Krug is running for the school board here in Flagstaff, and he deserves our support. Tomorrow at 9:30, a little plug here for the Republican Committee. 9:30, Tom Horn will be our speaker. We meet at McCoy Motors. We'll have campaign signs out so you know which building to come to. We'd sure like to see a nice turnout. Tom is leading 8 or 9, 10 points over his opponent, but this is his last visit to Flagstaff. So I hope a lot of you can show up and hear him. We'll put him on first. We may have Doug Ducey. He's not confirmed back for candidate for treasurer. And then we'll have a business meeting afterwards for the ones of you who don't want to stay around for that. So that's tomorrow. And that's it. Now. That's it. Later. I've been in politics. I've been in politics in Arizona for quite a while. I moved here in 1970 and was immediately active in all the campaigns, as you can imagine. I was on Barry Goldwater's staff, was on Ronald Reagan's co-chairman for the state twice, and I could go on and on and on. But I have a lot of favorite politicians, but I have one favorite politician, and that's Governor Brewer. I'm not going to waste a lot of time giving you her background. But this individual is tough. She's developed into one of the best governors that we've had, and she's going to continue that for 4 more years. So please join with me in doing 2 things. Welcoming her and working for her for the next 16 days. Governor Brewer.
That was a wonderful introduction. I thank you. That says a lot. You all know his reputation and how long he's been involved and the people that he has known, and your comments tonight were more than moving, to say the least. I am just so thrilled to be able to call you and Rosa my friend, so thank you very much. He's a stand-up kind of guy. He believes very strongly with what he believes in, and he's been there for me for many, many years, and I know that he makes a difference in politics and policy in the state of Arizona and in America. Well, I tell you, standing up here, having served in public office for, about 28 years, this is a great group of Republicans here tonight. You ought to be really, really proud of yourself. It has been a fabulous visit since I got up here early this morning and traveling around. We went to the Rural Development Organization and had lunch with them and made a presentation to them, very, very successful, and then delivered awards for rural Arizona for the great things that they have been doing. Then we went over to NASET and saw the incubators, and I was able to see about, I think it was about 14 of the different kinds of technology that they're doing over there, moving that forward, developing things, moving us in to the future. and creating high-paying, good jobs for our people in Arizona that will go national with the cooperation of the entrepreneurship and NAU. It was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And of course, I did a little radio, I did a little press, a little television, and so it's been a very, very productive day. And then when I arrived here, there's a conservative advocacy group meeting across the way. So I bounced in there and said hello. A lot of Valley people were in there, of course, because where do they go if they want good weather and good hospitality? Go north to Flagstaff, right? So they were having a grand time, and they're going to still be here tomorrow. And I look out, and I've seen people that I've known for a long time here tonight, and then I see a lot of new, fresh faces, and I see a lot of young people. You are our future. You are our future, and we appreciate you so very, very much, you know. Just keep the philosophy, keep the spine, and don't back down. We are not quitters in the Republican Party. You know, I became your governor a little bit over 600 days ago. I was faced with a deficit of 5 high rolling years of spending, spending, spending. Times had been good. And, you know, they just bought in, and the governor bought in to new programs, spend, spend, spend. You know, it wasn't even raining. And they spent the rainy day fund. And, you know, that really tears my heart apart, because we were in the same predicament at one time when I was in the legislature, and we got the rainy day fund squared away, and we had to work really hard on it, and we had to make tough decisions, and then because of good times, everybody thinks it's going to go on forever and forever, and of course it didn't. So now we again are faced with deficit, and it hasn't been easy, but I will tell you that I went in there and I got $2.2 billion out of the budget. You know, that's huge. That's larger than any other governor in the history of our state. And it was needed. All the while protecting public safety and education, which is very, very important. You know, when we're in the economic doldrums that we're facing, it's important that we have economic development, because the number one priority of Jan Brewer's, of course, is to turn the economy around. And how do you turn the economy around? You produce jobs. Who produces jobs? It's not government. It's the private sector. And they want a high, exactly. And they want a high-skilled workforce, which that therefore means education. And that's what we have to do. We have to work with our community colleges, and we have to work with higher education. But before that, we have to work with the lower system of education. So we did education reform from the 3rd grade all the way up, or from the 1st grade all the way up. We said there will be no more social promotion. At the 3rd grade, if you cannot read, you're not moving on to the 4th grade. You know? We're going to hold our schools accountable, and we're going to test their performance, and we're going to grade their schools, not with all the goobly-gobbly labels that they want to put on these schools that nobody can understand. We're going to grade them just like they grade our children. We're going to grade them A, B, C, D, and F. Everybody understands that. Every parent understands that. And we're going to demand that they go, all schools go on and put grades and information. We're living in technology every day about their children. So you, Mom, and you, Dad, can go on and see what your child is doing at night. And if they're not doing so hot, it's not because the dog ate their homework. It's because they didn't do their homework. And you have that constant communication. And I believe that the teachers that inspire our children ought to be rewarded for inspiring our children. That's where it's at. We need good teachers. So I got involved at the beginning because of education, because of my children. I went to a school board meeting. Whoever would have guessed that I would have ended up as governor of the state of Arizona? That wasn't my goal. My goal, like many of you, is that you want to have a good lifestyle. You want government out of your life. You want to move on. And if you're a mom or a dad, you want your kids to have a good education and to be successful. So I went to a school board meeting and with my husband, because I was interested, and I sat there Shocked. I said, John, who are those people? He said, it's the school board. How did they get there? They got elected. By who? By the people in the district.